everyone, so I feel like I haven't made a favorites video in a really long time, and this past month I've been trying so many new things that I can't wait to share with you. A lot of these products are products that I have never mentioned before, as well as new finds that I think you guys would be really interested in. And you guys know that when I do my favorites videos, I like to do it kind of like in order of my face, so like starting with my face, like skincare, and then face, eyes, lips. So I'll just get started right away. The first thing I want to talk about today is the Fini Pure Marula Oil. Now, I feel like you don't ever hear about marula oil, and before I researched this brand, I had no idea that this type of oil even exists because I was just familiar with, you know, the Moroccan oil, argan oil. A lot of people are scared to put oil on their face, and I am not one of them. During the winter, especially where I live in Montreal, and like literally today it's -25. My hands, if you stick them outside, they're freezing. When it's this cold outside, sometimes regular moisturizer won't do, and honestly, even during the summer, especially if you're out in the sun a lot, I love to use an oil, but I always found oils to be like they did the job, but they weren't stellar. They weren't something that I would really truly want to recommend. So if this isn't my favorite, it's because it's 100% worth it in my opinion. This type of oil is a cold press oil. It's vegan, it's all natural. I use this oil like morning and nighttime. Even under my makeup, I don't find it affects the longevity of my makeup. In fact, it makes my skin look even better because during the winter months, I get really dry patches like on my forehead, and like people will see like the skin flakes because my skin is so dry, and regular moisturizer just doesn't cut it. With other oils, I find that it's not very smooth when you apply it. I'm trying to think of an analogy to kind of explain to you like what it feels like when I put other oils on. The other oils I've tried, they feel very thick, and so when I applied it to my skin, it was like almost like not smooth. It was more like as if you're going tobogganing or sledding down a hill, and you know, like when you hit those patches and you stop, but then you go a little bit, but then you stop. So it kind of just felt like I had to like work to apply to my face. But this oil just kind of glides right over it. And you can use this in your hair, you can use this on your body. I like to do it on my elbows and knees because that's where I get really dry in addition to my face. Overall, this is like my obsession right now, and also when you apply it, it makes you look kind of like J-Lo or a Victoria's Secret model. For some reason, it doesn't look like greasy, it looks just like glowy and gorgeous. And this is good for all skin types, and I know a lot of people with oily skin are scared to put on moisturizer because they feel like their face is already oily enough. But if you are oily skin and you don't put on moisturizer, your skin will make extra oil so that it can make up for the moisture that it's not getting. Don't be scared of oil, especially this oil, because it's so fast absorbing, and I used it under my makeup and it's fine. When I was ordering it, I found a code, so I'll put the code for it down below, but it's just beauty oil and you get 25% off. This is gonna last forever. I've had it since the end of December, and I've barely made a dent in it. I'm kind of a sucker for trivia. If you know me, you know that like whenever I watch a movie, I look up the trivia on IMDb. Someone who was affiliated with it actually said that the marula oil will be to skin what Moroccan oil was to hair. It's done wonders for my skin, especially during the winter, and I can totally see myself using this all year round. So now that I'm done with skincare, I'm going to move on to my makeup favorites, starting with face, of course. And this will be a shocker for some of you. Currently, I'm obsessed with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I bought a Bobbi Brown foundation and I got a little bit of a tan, so I needed a darker foundation. I went into my makeup drawers and I was like, oh, I don't have any like makeup, like I don't have any foundation, like darker tone foundation except for the Maybelline Fit Me. And I was like, I don't know, why didn't I use this? I bought it, but I never used it, and I love it. I haven't really dabbled into the world of drugstore foundation, but I definitely want to, so if you have any recommendations, leave them down below. My color's in 125, and I just love the finish it gives my skin. Just like really natural, it doesn't look cakey. The next thing I want to talk about is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. So I went to Sephora and I asked what they recommended, and they're like this one. But I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of like a really hyped up product. I don't know if I'm really gonna like it. And now I can't imagine using a different bronzer. It has brown undertones and it's not orangey at all. And I have kind of olivey skin tone. They also have a Chocolate Soleil Light, I think, which is good for people who have fairer complexions. And as you guys know, as an added bonus, it actually smells like chocolate, like hot chocolate powder. It's not like sickening Tootsie Roll, it's like real hot chocolate, like pour me some hot water in it, I'm gonna have a nice hot chocolate drink. I had run out of my primer, I think it was Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I really didn't want to buy another primer because it's kind of like one of those things that's not fun to buy. It's just kind of like blah, like boring. So I really put it off, and I was using like paint pots that I had, oops, and like the Makeup Forever shadow sticks, but finally I had to bite the bullet and buy a primer because I noticed a drastic difference. So I decided to try the NARS primer. It's just really a great primer. Makes my makeup apply really smoothly, and I've been a big fan of it ever since I bought it. The next thing is a eyeshadow that I completely forgot about because my sister had stolen it. My sister steals all of my makeup because I don't like to keep clutter in my room, so I put it in this one of the spare bedrooms, like my makeup my makeup organizer. She just goes in and takes what she wants, and I go into her room and I see she has all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot about that. So I saw the NARS eyeshadow I had bought such a long time ago in Cypress. It's not gold, it's not brown, it's like a mixture of the two. And I have been really loving it ever since I found it again. It's like a perfect kind of shade for me because I like lid colors that aren't I don't know if you can even tell, but I don't like white on my lids. I like kind of like a champagne-y, bronzy kind of color, so this is perfect. And the texture of the NARS eyeshadow is amazing. I don't know why I don't have more NARS eyeshadows. I have a NARS eyeshadow palette that I got years ago, but I don't remember them being as smooth or creamy as this one. So if you have any recommendations as well for NARS eyeshadows that you think I should try, and if you think I'd like them, I'd love to hear it. And then the last thing for eyes is my Anastasia eyebrow pencil. I think all the labels have worn off. Yeah, so it's just like the really skinny pencil with a spoolie on one end and the eyeshadow like pencil on the other end. I believe mine was in ash brown, and this color is perfect for me. I never really wanted to do anything to my eyebrows, but then I started watching Jessie James on TV, and her eyebrows are like so bold. It honestly makes a difference in your face. So if you're like me, or if you're like me and you just thought like it was kind of unnecessary, trust me, it's not unnecessary. You need to try and fill in your brows because you will not regret it. I find this just gives you a really natural finish, and that's why like Anastasia is like the best brow brand. And then I'll move on to lip favorites. There's only two, and of course I have to mention my Whirl lip liner by MAC. You guys know I love lip liners, and this one is one of my new favorites because I had used one by NARS. It was NARS Morocco, and it's a very deep one. And then I used one by MAC, and it was Subculture, and it's a very pale natural shade. So it was kind of like and then I had a Makeup Forever one, but between the NARS and the MAC, it was like two ends of the spectrum, but this is like the perfect happy medium. It's not as deep as the NARS Morocco one, but it's not as subtle as the MAC Subculture, so that's why I absolutely love this one, and it gives you just the illusion of like such like fuller lips, and I can't go without it. And then my last makeup product for the month is a lip balm by EOS, and my boyfriend bought this for me. It smells so good. There's so many colors, and this one is just like so cute and looks so precious, just like perched right there. It's just like a little extra thing. I don't know, but it just like goes on really smooth. And when EOS first came out a couple years ago, it was really just like people just bought it basically for the ball shape, and it was like unique and everyone wanted to get their hands on them, but I never found the formula to be that amazing. So when everyone was always raving and raving about them like in the past year or so, I was always like, what are they talking about? I don't like that lip balm. But I decided to buy one, and I'm so happy I did because they definitely improved the formula, and it goes on so smooth and leaves your lips so moisturized. And I love wearing it under lipstick because it gives your lips, if it's like a matter lipstick, it gives it just like a little bit of sheen, and I love that. And then last but not least, this is kind of a steal. This is the Got To Be Volumizing Styling Powder, and it's just like a little powder. And I got this at Target, and it was only $3.94. I have very thin hair. I'm wearing extensions right now, but I have very thin hair, and it's hard to get volume. You know, I need all the help I can get. So I saw this, and I decided to pick it up, and for $3.94, it was like, you can't really, it's like nothing to lose. So I tried it, and you have to be very, very careful with how much you apply, because if you apply too much, you'll look like a grease ball. And it just gives you such a nice amount of volume, and then if you're noticing it'll get a little flat, just give it a little tussle, and it goes right back up to volume. So I've been really enjoying the Got To Be Volumizing Styling Powder. So with that said, those are my January favorites, but let me know what your July favorites are in the down bar below. And also, let me know what your favorite drugstore foundations are, and I think that is all I want to ask you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.